the hotel as well. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Although as soon as the TV camera came out, everyone hid, to be honest. Everyone was like, oh, it's too early to be on telly. I don't blame them either. But yeah, we're talking about the tourism and hospitality sector. I just want to show you where I am. Have a look at the view from the camera, which is on top of our van outside, and you'll be able to see the beauty that is York Minster. That is something like 800 years old, that building. It took 250 years to make, and of course, it's buildings like that, and it's lots of other parts of the city which attract lots of tourists here every year. Tourists who are crucial to making sure this city thrives. And of course, lots of people now working in this sector wondering what on earth is Brexit going to mean for them. Now with us, we have Sarah, who's a local business owner. Sarah, should we have a wander around while we go? Sarah, tell me a bit about your business, what you do and what's happening at the minute.
So me and my brother opened a coffee shop and bar called the Fostergate Social nearly 5 years ago now. So, and we're taking a second venue over a year ago. So things are going well.
And how do you feel about everything that's going on in the kind of political climate and what that might mean?
Well, it's very exciting, if nothing else. I mean, I do have, I'd say about 5 members of staff that are from the EU. And I think the perception is that whatever happens, and we really don't know at the moment, there's a slight feeling that they're unsettled and maybe they're feeling they're not even welcome anymore. And even if we ended up remaining, they might leave, and that would be really sad for our business.
Yeah. Have you had to do any preparation then ahead of things? Or I mean, it's pretty hard when no one knows what's going on.
It's very hard. I don't know what's going on. We're a small business. I'm just waiting to see. We don't know.
Yeah, like everyone. I feel like I've been saying we don't know for about, well, forever. Sarah, thank you very much. I've got some more guests I want you to meet as well. Let's wander past and... Morning, sir. Right, let's wander through here. We've got with us Tony and Kate. Tony, how many croissants have you now eaten?
I've lost count and I haven't even started on the muffins yet.
I love it. Tony, you're from UK Hospitality, so tell me a bit about what it's like in the sector at the moment with everything going on.
Well, the uncertainty around Brexit is just not helping in terms of investment decisions and employment. Certainly because the British workforce here is augmented with foreign workers. There's a lot of doubts and fears in amongst that part of the workforce.
Have you seen staff leaving businesses, so people who are EU nationals who've been working here and who've gone back already?
Most of that was immediately after the referendum, so there's been a bit of that. We've seen that the net migration figures would suggest that that's happening anyway, so of course that would affect a sector such as ours, which does rely somewhat on foreign work.
And what kind of preparation then have the businesses been doing, would you say?
Well, in terms of employees, really all you can do at the moment is to ensure that they're well informed, if they're foreign workers, about their right to remain, that they've got the right documentation or at least know how to do that. The earlier they get that done, the better, obviously.
Yeah, interesting. And Kate, as a recruiter, you're someone who knows a lot about what's going on in this sector as well. What's it like out there in terms of the jobs? Are there lots of jobs in hospitality?
Yeah, there's still loads of opportunity, and I think whether you're skilled or unskilled within hospitality, there's a career there, and I think that's not something hospitality have pushed enough to say, come and start with us, and actually you can progress and have a great career. And I think the industry itself needs to sell itself better to younger people, to apprentices, get the schemes right and say, actually, you can have a long-term career in hospitality. There's so much opportunity. This sector's great to work in. Yeah,
obviously, when people talk about it who don't necessarily know the industry, they might think it's poorly paid, that it's tough hours. What would you say to that?
I think there are some employers that still remain like that, but there's a lot changing. There was people saying yesterday that looking at more flexible working, different shift patterns for people to try and attract other types of workers into hospitality, and I think that's refreshing, much needed, a little bit late. For me, a team is always about engaging with people and making sure your team are okay. If you do that and you've got a great working environment, then people will stay with you and you will get that kind of development from people. So hospitality have got steps to do that, and that will solve some of the problems. There may well be still a bit of a skill shortage, but I don't think so. I think it will be filled with other things.
Yeah. Interesting. Thank you both for your time this morning. I'll let you finish your pastries. Okay, thanks very much. I'm going to jump over here and interrupt the breakfast we've got going on here, because we've got Kate and Tony. And Tony, you're from UK Hospitality. Obviously, one of the issues is how many people, sorry to interrupt you, crossing you halfway through. I can see you looking at it now thinking, this is bad timing, Steph. I'll get you another one. But what do you think about this concern there are for the EU nationals who work in this sector?
The reality of it is actually that enough has been done that they ought to feel at ease. That, you know, the right to remain has largely been sorted out, even the fees have been dropped. But it's very different when you try to relate that and convey that to people to make them feel that they are welcome, that they have a future here and that they can stay and progress their career in hospitality, which there are some great diverse roles there, excuse me, bit of croissant, and you know, some real good career progression chances.
Yeah, and Kate, obviously as a recruiter, this is, you know, it's kind of your job to help people fill these roles that might become available. What's it like out there in hospitality at the moment?
There's still movement and still lots happening. You'll notice that there are businesses growing. That helps. Obviously, last year with casual dining, there was some casualties within that middle frame, which affected things. But that created movement and lots of great people for other businesses that are growing. So I do think there's still movement, and there's always a lack of chefs. You know, so we need some great chefs, and we need to start growing our own, you know, apprenticeships, growing some skill in the UK. But yeah, there's still movement. There's surprisingly lots of opportunities for people.
So is it a good time to be a chef in terms of demand for pay and things like that? Can you ask for a pay rise at the minute if you're a chef?
Yeah, you probably could. Don't kill me, all those employees out there now thinking, but yeah, you could. But I think it's also about skill staying, developing, and there's different types of chefs as well. So it's different types of restaurants, businesses. So it depends where you are, and there's so much progression for a chef. You know, you can go and get your Michelin star or whatever, or you can stay in casual dining. There's lots of different opportunities out there.
Yeah, interesting. Thanks very much. I know you're going to be with us throughout the morning. I'm going to let you finish your croissants for now, though. And that more from me a little bit later, and I'll work out which dinosaur. You don't know which dinosaur this is, do you?
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. There we are. Of course. Yeah, me and the Stegosaurus have had quite a morning, let me tell you. But I just want to show you where I am because it's so gorgeous, isn't it? This is York Minster, over 800 years old. It took about 250 years to build as well, which feels like how long we're going to be talking about Brexit, doesn't it? Because what we're talking about today is the impact on the hospitality sector and tourism as well. That's a big attraction for tourists here, and hotels like this one, it's key to get people here. But then they're worried about what impact Brexit's going to have on them. So let's nip in and we'll go and chat to a few people who we've got here. First of all, let's chat to Sarah. Morning, Sarah. Now, you're a local business person, aren't you? So tell me a bit about how things are for you at the minute with your business, because you've got 2 cafes, haven't you?
That's right. I mean, things are going very well. York's a very vibrant place. It's going well. The Brexit axe is hanging over us a little bit, a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah. And how do you feel about it then? Do you feel quite optimistic that you're going to be able to cope with it?
I mean, I think you always have to be optimistic in business, else you'd never go in for it, would you?
Yeah.
So I assume that somehow we will come out of it the other side. But as far as planning ahead, I don't know what to do. We're a small business.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see what the outcome is.
Yeah, like so many people. And do you always bring Vikings to breakfast with you?
This is not unusual. You're in York now.
These guys are from the York Centre, which is just up the road, just enjoying their breakfast this morning. Do you always bring your sword to breakfast, sir?
I mean, it makes sense to bring a sword along.
Just in case, you never know what might happen. Thank you very much. Let's chat to a couple more guests as well. We've got here this morning. We've got Kate, who's a recruiter. We've got Tony, who's from UK Hospitality. What's it like out there in the hospitality sector?
Uncertain, trepidatious. There are, as Sarah was saying, there are so many uncertainties that I think a lot of business decisions are being put on hold. So whatever the ultimate outcome is, it can't come soon enough.
And what kind of preparation are you guys doing then, if any?
Well, there's preparation. We're advising people to engage closely with their employees to make sure that any foreign workers know that they have the right to remain and to stay in those jobs. In case of a no-deal Brexit, we're also issuing and promoting the government guidance on tariffs and things like that, just in case that there are supply chain problems.
Yeah, so much to think about. And Kate, from a recruitment point of view, what do you think it means?
I think it means lots more opportunity as well as uncertainty. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom. There's lots of positives what's happening out there. Businesses are growing. Hospitality is an amazing sector to be in. So I wouldn't say it's all negative at all.
Yeah, it's about attracting people into it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your time this morning. I'll finally get to get my breakfast now. But yeah, it's been great here this morning. Lovely to meet so many people. Lots of people wandering in off the street for a chat as well, which is always nice.